those profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the 4-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I want and flood. And I tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver, no more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar, bring me back to where we started out.
seconds
The
remaining.
Dire get a ban. Dire's ban now.
Radiant's turn to ban.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds
The
remaining.
Dire get a ban.
Radiant's turn to ban.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Dire's ban now.
Here's the Radiant ban.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Hello everybody and welcome to your first series of the day here for ESL 1 Los Angeles 2020 online. It's the European and CIS group stage as we kick things off here on ESL Joined Dota Red with Nigma up against Bait. I'm Gareth, joined by Lacoste, and we're there for the first pick. Lacoste, good morning. It's going to be a good series.
I'm Gary. Good morning to you and to all ladies and gentlemen watching our stream. Man, I can't believe Nigma is the last place in group.
I know.
We know that they had some rough performances, you know, somehow they always manage to fight back. Is it time to start right now? I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, losing what 2-0 to Gambit, dropping to OG is kind of, you know, understandable. Going 2-1 against Cyber Legacy is something you'd expect Nigma to do much easier than it actually occurred. And now up against Bait, I think you're right. This is where they've got to start stepping it up, right? They're currently 1-2 series-wise, 2-5 overall games. Yeah, I look at Liquipedia, I look at the spreadsheet we've got for the Europe and CIS group stage, and Nigma is in 8th place, and it just shocks me to my core.
Yeah, since I'm not turning off my PC, I checked Liquipedia. I had to refresh twice just to be sure that these results are not from the like a few days ago. Okay, so this is their, I'm gonna say, standard opening IO. They really love the hero and Dragonite, one of my favorite ones, probably top 3 I would say. Heroes in general in this patch does so much. AA is still in the pool, or you need a Spirit Vessel carrier to carry against these heroes. Okay, somehow Timbersaw managed to survive the banning phase.
God damn.
Not what I would expect.
Yeah, and Timbersaw great against both IO and DK. Gap close against IO, 2 strength heroes that you do exceptionally well with Chakram and Whirling Death against. And yeah, Nigma definitely first picking up this IO quite consistently,
seconds.
but losing both of their games, and they've put GH on the IO twice.
5
IO
seconds
Centaur
remaining.
up against OG, they dropped that game, and IO Oracle Night Stalker up against Gambit in that series. They lost 2-0 a couple of days ago. So it hasn't looked too hot, but you know, IO Dragon Knight definitely gives them a lot of tempo early game, especially if you can get out of lanes with, you know, at least a lane win for one of your cores. You can start grouping up as 5, pushing around towers, take objectives, force these team fights.
I love AA as a counter to IO and Dragon Knight, but I would not pick it here. You have no stuns whatsoever. Like having Shadow Demon and AA, yeah, you have a setup with the disruption, but Timbersaw also doesn't provide any kind of lockdown, which opens up a lot of these mobile heroes like a Storm Spirit. Void Spirit is still also in the pool.
Very true. And even Queen of Pain, we've seen kind of a resurgence of Queen of Pain. Puck has always been out there as a very flexible hero to pick up across the core positions, even in position 4, honestly. Slark banned out. Is that indicative of something they want to go for, or is it just Slark decent against Timbersaw?
It means that they don't have enough lockdown for Slark. Probably don't plan to pick it. Maybe
Radiant's
AA
turn to pick.
is an option then. And there's the Queen of Pain you talked about.
Grims.
A hero that kind of is on the rise. She also received buffs over the pretty much every single patch. Just the small ones, but you know, when you do the math, 20 here, 30 there, it's 100 in the end.
0.5, 0.5, add it up little by little, Ice Frog. He loves his fractions. Building up little by little.
Seconds.
Grimstroke for Nigma. So currently looking at double Dragon Tail
5
into the
seconds
Soulbind.
remaining.
Silence. He throws out the Chakram, your Phantom's Embrace, he can't hit it, he's always silenced. You keep that going, and then of course, you've got Soulbind to stop him from chaining around everywhere.
Grimstroke and IO don't provide like any guaranteed stun. It's a similar concept to what like Lich and Grimstroke bring, and it's easy to counter these two heroes, I would say. I know Lifestealer was really popular against Grimstroke and Lich when these two were paired up together most of the time, where you just have magic immunity, you can get on top of them. The hero is good against Dragon Knight, can build into magical / physical damage items, since Dragon Knight is vulnerable to mixed damage.
True. I'm wondering where the Mirana is right now. She's another one of the heroes, definitely, I guess not on the rise. She has risen. She's definitely one of the most
Radiant's
prominent
turn
heroes
to
right
pick.
now. And I was thinking with Shadow Demon and against, you know, IO Grimstroke, you've got magic damage, gap close, a long duration stun that you can set up for with disruption. But Jakiro is going to give you a lot more team fight and I guess a lot more laning presence than a Mirana would.
Ten seconds.
Damn it, I was just gonna go look at them and start talking about you're a step ahead of me,
5
Lacoste.
seconds remaining.
Nice. Yeah, there's quite a few of those heroes up above 60%, right? I mean, if we look at heroes like with, you know, 20 plus games, TA, Wyvern are at 59, just below that 60% mark. But you've got Nyx Assassin 63, Oracle at 61. I feel like we've not seen that much Oracle. You know, we cast a lot of China and it just wasn't that prominent. But I guess in some of these other regions showing out, it's very strong. That Alchemist was scaring me though. 11 games, 9 wins, 2 losses, 82%. If people start clocking on to the Alch, getting that hero off
Oh
the
god,
ground.
please no, let's not go back to Alchemist meta. Can we please not? Like, this hero is still viable. Somehow always finds his way into the game, into the current meta.
Dire.
And it
like with
just allows you to play fast.
Exactly.
Lina.
Oh, double Laguna Blade. Lots of magic damage to handle Timbersaw. but does it show your lanes? I guess theoretically you could go side lane Lina, but it kind of pushes Dragonite into the 1 or the 3, then Lina mid, right?
Not necessarily. They could have Dragonite mid/off lane, Io as a carry.
10
Ooh,
seconds.
right.
Yeah, the Nigma loves to play Io carry.
That's true.
5 seconds remaining.
God, it's been a while since I've seen that. The Miracle IO. That's definitely could come out. So bait now. Are they going to get baited by the Lina pick?
Razor is still
Turn to
in the
back.
pool if they want to go
Stand
that
ready.
route. Alrighty.
Here we go. Sven, get that Aghanims up. Very good gap close onto Io, Lina, whichever one of them is a core. They hate being jumped on by heroes like Timber and Sven. And it's even more stun, but guaranteed stun from the position 1. We've been wondering why Sven has been
10
ignored for the
seconds.
past couple of weeks. And now we're seeing him pop back up.
5 seconds remaining.
It's a lot of tower damage, and Tiberso will provide Sven with the vision that he needs in a fight to go for those targets. Oh, man, Shadow Demon, I think this hero is one of the, I wouldn't say underrated heroes, but underpicked how strong he is. Like his soul catcher in the mid game, if you have this serious amount of burst damage from Sven, Jakiro, Timbersaw, this hero is insane. Reducing their HP by 35%
Yep.
when it's maxed out.
Destroy that DK. Well, out goes the TA, which is what I was wondering with the kind of bait into the Lina pick, but it looks like it's probably going to be the Lina mid now. As the final ban from bait.
5 seconds remaining.
Is there anything in particular you want to get rid of? I'm kind of leaning towards a POS 3 hero. Beastmaster is their choice. I was kind of thinking a Legion Commander or something as that additional jump and catch. Final pickup for bait. Probably the mid matchup against Lina.
They could get something like a Viper, break Dragonite. On top of that, good laner against
10
Lina.
seconds.
Or you can get something
Puck?
like
5
Kanka,
seconds remaining.
get even more
Radiant's
team
turn
fight,
to
the
pick.
damage mitigation is strong.
Ooh, Pugna. Little green skeleton man gives them even more tower damage, so whenever bait wins a team fight, they can shove real hard into these objectives. And the great thing about Sven is that he's kind of an early tempo hero. You know, itemization for him can shift, you know, into the late game. It can go early game, whichever way you want. But he always has that
Seconds.
almost security plan, the insurance of having the ability to farm jungle and
5
stacks very
seconds
quickly.
remaining.
And
The
both
thing
Shadow
about
Demon
Sven
and
is he always stays one step ahead, is always top 2 net worth because of the item build that he goes for. You get that Mask of Madness, you have built-in cleave, that means you're gonna have a lot of farm nevertheless. Alright, some late game insurance for Nigma.
Spectre. So it is the Wee Lina, Miracle Spectre, GHIO. So that puts us with a Mind Control Dragon Knight and Kuroki Grimstroke. While over on bait, King R, Shadow Demon, Ghost Stick on the Timbersaw, LeBron, Jakiro, Excalibur Sven, and Dendi on the Pugna. I'm leaning bait. I like their draft. I'm a big fan of seeing Sven come back. Pugna mid against Lina is going to be an interesting matchup. And of course, they've got a Timbersaw up against a Dragon Knight. In that mid game, it should be pretty potent.
If they could repick this Pugna into Viper against Spectre and Dragonite, man.
Yeah, you felt like it should be coming. Dendi should have listened. But there we have it. 5v5 draft done. ESL 1 LA 2020 online, of course, sponsored by Mercedes. Get your votes in for the MVP as each region has a contender going towards that $50,000 value car, which the MVP wins. Welcome back in. We're not quite into the game properly yet. We should have talked about the draft a little bit more there, Lacoste. That's my
We can go
my
back
fault.
to the draft. So Pugna, is one of the heroes that we're gonna see more of. This hero received huge buff. Cooldown on his ulti reduced from 22 seconds to 7 seconds, which is not a big deal. Only 15 seconds reduced cooldown.
Only 15 seconds.
Yeah, so you can use that multiple times. Also, I want to see which kind of a skill build Dendi goes for. I'd prefer to have the Cripify maxed out. Once you hit level 6, you'll have 2, 3, 1. With the life drain, like it's 9-second cooldown, and if you max it out 6-second cooldown with 7-second cooldown on life drain, so you can permanently decrypify and life drain people.
It is a really nasty combo. What are we looking at, like, odds-wise here? GG bet 1.28 for Nigma, 3.52 for Bait. So pretty Nigma favored. Do you want to give us a like 50-50 percentage-wise on the draft? Which way are you leaning?
It's hard for me to tell for certain heroes like how strong the drafts are. It's always been like that. Like Alchemist, I never feel like it's a good Alchemist game. I don't know why, I just can't feel it. I don't know. Same goes for Spectre. Like these two heroes are very hard for me to read. That, in my opinion, Bait has a better draft. I just love their draft. I would go 60-40 for Bait.
Oh man, I wish I was looking at mid lane. Lina, so Lina was here next to the observer ward hadn't been planted yet by Dendi.
Here, Gary, I can't see your mouse.
Where I had some drawing on the map. Where the dire ward is, next to the dire tier 1. That ward hadn't been placed yet, and Lina was there trying to scout for where the ward was. And Dendi, I think, was like dancing around the trees, juking around. Some trees got cut down by light strike array. Dendi must have dodged it out, but there was a nice little, dance of death between Lina and Pogne in the mid lane. But Dendi placed the ward after Lina left, so Weehaw has no idea that the vision is there.
Just what I've been waiting for.
And another disconnect. Yeah, when you say here, this reminds me when I'm playing like first-person shooters with my friends, and they see enemy and they start screaming, "He's there!" And I'm asking like, where? Like they're right in front of me. I don't know which one of you. We're playing like 5 stack.
Over
my
here.
Friends are just dumb. I don't know.
Top left. Which left?
Friend,
right.
Gary.
Wait. God damn it. Oh, a lot of my friends get a bit confused with right and left. They struggle.
And you know what I get confused with?
North, south, east, and west.
Exactly. It's like southeastern part of the map, southeastern part of the map is getting invaded, and I just ping. I don't know where that is. Draw me.
Draw. I can't draw. All right, hang on. We can draw on the minimap.
No, I need to be super concentrated to know the sides. I know some people struggle with just right and left.
Yeah.
Whether you believe it or not, like some people need to be focused to know which, or just raise the right hand to know which side is right. Sounds dumb, but it's just how the brain works.
Or you raise your left hand and you make an L with your forefinger, your pointer, and your thumb, and then you know that's left because you can draw an L with it.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. I was like, yeah, you can do that with the right hand, but you need to twist it.
Yeah, you're gonna turn it upside
180
down.
with it, it's still L.
God damn it.
That's not really helping, Gary.
Double L. Just take the L, Lacoste. All right, calm down. So what are the lanes actually setting up as here? Let's talk some Dota 2. Spectre and Io down bottom against Timbus or Shadow Demon. I guess Joe's gonna go top to beat with Sven.
I was practicing my best.
That's a DK Grimstroke lane. I kinda like Bait's line up here in the lanes as well.
Bottom lane should do fine. Like you're playing Timbersaw against a strength hero and a Spectre, which is melee, so you're gonna always get the good whirling deaths off, and they don't really threaten a kill on it. There's no burst damage, so this is a sustain lane. One of the reasons why they put Io with Spectre instead of having a Grimstroke. There isn't kill potential on the top lane. You can have, we've seen how potent that is. Inkswell, AA and Dragonite was a very popular lane in China, like 4 to 5 second stun. It's the same thing with the Inkswell.
Sure is. But then bottom lane, they probably get the Timbersaw to, level 3 or 4, and then Shadow Demon can start rotating, right? He can leave the lane. Timber can 1v2.
Now look how aggressive they are on the top lane. Mind Control using Breathe Fire and Stroke of Fate, bringing Sven to half HP.
He does have the help of the headdress from LeBron. Plenty of tangos there for Sven as well. Timbersaw, I didn't think they'd be able to kill him, but they're going on him level 1. Fair enough, Nigma. Getting that first blood on a hero I thought would be doing pretty damn well in his bot lane, but I guess level 1, he's gone Whirling Death, no reactive armor, so the tankiness just wasn't there.
Well, that's one way to lose a game. Like, Timbersaw doesn't really should die in this lane. Kingar went for the creep wave to drag it out, and the Nigma punished him.
I'm glad I looked up at the top, you know, the hero health bars, and I was thinking, wait a second, Timbersaw's on like 10% HP, what's happening down there? Down he goes. Top lane Excalibur still taking a beating. Mind Control and Kuroki getting a very good pull. We'll be able to deny a lot of those Radiant creeps. Excalibur.
I take what I please.
Getting a deny himself. Looking to contest the Grimstroke, but a little difficult to get that job done. And mid lane, we've got to pay attention there as well. We at 9-3. Dendi 8-0. So reasonably close between those two. Oh, it's bottom lane. They go again. This overcharge from GH, allowing Miracle just to whack away at Ghost 6 Timbersaw, forcing the salve. And he's still only level 2.
Now Shadow Demon has disruption level 1, one of the reasons why they can't play aggressive in this lane. Like, what do you do with disruption? You can pop it and get a deny or two.
Does my mic sound okay to you, Lacoste?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, you sound fine to me as well. There's people in, a couple of people in chat saying it doesn't sound so great, but that's a bit interesting. Might be Twitch encoding that's glitching out. I'll have a look later on and see if we can figure out what's happening there. So it all looks good on my end. And you sound beautiful, Lacoste. King R getting dived. Miracle and GH, yeah, they're going under the tier 1. They want this Shadow Demon real bad. GH will take it. Nothing there that Ghostic can do.
I believe this should not happen. Like, they misplayed this lane. Disruption on Shadow Demon, not putting the pressure early on, going for the creep wave to drag it out. I mean, you have Timber, so you don't really need to do it. Instead, if you're just there spamming poison, giving level 2 to Timbersaw. Now Timbersaw is level 3. I don't think he should die, but I've been wrong twice already with these 2 kills.
Yeah. I genuinely thought King R would stay here for the first like 4 minutes and then, you know, sod off, go across the mid lane, find a kill on Wheat, but he has to stick around as he will sandwich in towards mid lane. Looks like he's going to stack up some Ancients or something. Go.
And I love the build on Dendi as well. Nether Ward against Lina, very efficient. Also Nether Ward level 2. Level 1, sorry, right now is Nether Ward that was level 2 like 2 weeks ago. Lina will pick up the Illusion Rune, not the best rune. Probably the worst one, to be honest. But, you know, it receives buff. Later on when you have Bottle, you can do some juking, dispelling.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, what did we see in China? Someone got out of like a kinetic field with Puck, right? Popping the Illusion Rune, yeah. Some real nifty little things you can do with it. GH getting a good pull into the camp. Ghostic has that full wave in front of him. And top lane, this top side of the map we thought would be much more, I thought definitely would be much more aggressive with DK Grimstroke against Sven and Jakiro. No kills at all. Nothing's happening.
They definitely can't kill Dragonite. Way too much regen, Fairy Fire. Look at him, Soul Ring. Also gets a point in Dragon Tail. Like, he understands that he's already having enough regen, so he does not have to put more points in Dragon Blood early on. Like Sven right now, Boot, Ring of Protection, has enough gold to buy Morbid Mask if he wants to. If the lane is not going well, he can always switch back to jungle.
Oh, that was so close. They disrupt him up, and these two supports. A lot of damage, but no additional stuns.
TP out.
Very good TP. Back into mid lane he
back
goes.
to mid lane.
Beautifully done. That was so close to him losing. I don't know, his double nulls, I guess, is what he dropped there. Could have had them sniped away by those two supports, and now the scan from Radiant connects. They know exactly where King R and LeBron are, aiming for that mid lane. So we are with a quick little salve. Back to full HP and return to lane. Ghostic has hit level 4. 1-1-2. Soul rings up. Now he's a little more survivable in this bottom lane, but I feel like he'll mid. They're jumping. Swells there onto King R with that life drain with the blast, cancelled out by a good life strike array, and we have the safety of GH's IO. Turned back and zapped the Shadow Demon, now chase LeBron. Another stun, dodged out. A twin-headed dragon trying to juke through the trees, but the right clicks of Wii here with that overcharge going, demolishing the Jakiro, and that ice path completely off the mark.
And they left Dragonite on the top lane. Like, he can't be killed unless they bring numbers. And Spectre on the bottom lane, she's having an extremely good time. Top 2 net worth, already having power treads. With the next wave, she will hit level 6. So that means global presence and mid lane rotation on Dendi.
That's it. Stun him up, Dragon slayed him down, and these 3 heroes sticking around. LeBron has TP'd in to try and defend his mid lane buddy, but 5-0. Nigma really are racking up the kills here in this early laning stage, looking for a double for Wii. Lina cracking away. 34 and 10 CS, but net worth wise, yeah, top 3 all green. Nigma looking incredibly potent with Spectre up at the top already at 7 minutes. A hero that very often struggles in the laning phase. Beautiful stuff.
And she's gonna be level 6 now, bringing some items. Just a casual bracer to tank it up so that she does not get bursted by the Timber Saw, or if Pugna makes a rotation. Man, Weaslina has been awesome throughout the years. Mind Control gets a solo kill on Excalibur.
I'm sorry, what? Just diving the tower.
Kura was there, but he didn't cast any of his spells. That's gonna mean that a lot of pressure will be put on the tower. Like, this is a kill build from Mind Control. 3-1-1
is about to take the
sure is. Damn, that's my bad, guys. Should have been looking up top. 8 minutes in. Kuroki now finding Jakiro with Mind Control. Chain stunned into oblivion. And Paul LeBron is going to be the 8th kill of the game. 8 minutes in, all belonging to Nigma. We with GH swinging down south. If they kill off this Timbersaw, I feel like Ghostic is really the linchpin here. He's the most important hero on the map for Bait to get themselves up and running, right? Because he's what's going to set the tempo. He's TPing out. Oh, so smart. He sees them coming.
He's the only one who can, like, rotate, make stuff happen at the moment. Pugna is level 6/7, so they're gonna put some pressure on the tower. Here comes the rotation once again. Nigma doing a very good job defending their tier 1 tower. They understand how much damage can Pugna do.
Tower is under attack.
Thank you, chat. Everyone letting us know it sounds just fine. Yeah, it must have been just a Twitch issue for a couple of people. No, sometimes you get these audio glitches on Twitch, which I think is probably what happened there. As long as it's not on our side, everything's good. I'm a little low. I can turn myself up a touch. Usually people like to hear Lacoste a little louder than me, though, and I fully agree. Beautiful Croatian voice.
Top lane, Dragonite will take the tower. They're also putting the pressure on the mid tower, who's really low. Meanwhile, Spectre is just farming. I'm switching to net worth.
Absolutely. I took a quick peek earlier on, but Dragonite up at the top, 4.5k. Ghostic pressuring Miracle here, but he has the backup of Kuroki. Inkswell level 3. Miracle has 13 1-charges and Haunt. And it looks like they'll try and get the stance forward. Inkswell up. And trying to bring down Ghostic as the disruption on the Spectre and the relocate in. Chain stun him, Laguna blade him down, and there's 5 heroes all here from Nigma. The tempo setting Timbersaw annihilated by Nigma. And Dendi was trying to come into that bot lane to make the action continue. But he was just a little too slow on the little green skeleton.
Nigma is just playing too fast at the moment for Bait. They took the tier 1 tower on the top lane, now the mid one. They have this global presence from Spectre and Io's relocate. Lina extremely farmed. What is she sitting at? 400 gold.
Dire's bottom tower is about to fall.
Disruption. Ice Path. First kill of the game. 9-1. Down goes Kuroki's Grimstroke. All this action down bottom now, creating space for Sven, so Excalibur is able to accelerate a little bit. Looking for that massive mana you were mentioning. Treads, Mom, Armlet queued up straight after, so he definitely wants to hit that. Pre-20 minute Sven, big boy timing. GH just permanently playing with Wii now, roaming around the map. Double damage rune ending for Wii's Lina. But has Laguna Blade back up, and the majority of Yules is completed. Right? No.
Yeah, it's a full Yule Scepter. He just needs to use the Courier. Laguna Blade, another stun.
Oh, wait a
50
second.
damage. It hit him in the base.
Was he 50 HP when he landed?
Yes.
Very fortunate. Well, it forces him back into the fountain, away from the jungle camps. They've still got this Radiant Ward watching for Sven's farming. Dragonite holding out on tier 2 bottom. And it is just the death squad. Lina Io roaming around, and where does the Dire go? They can't go top lane. Look at all the lines being drawn by Nigma saying this is where they have to be. They're not top, they're not mid, they have to be all 5 in their triangle because nowhere else is safe.
It's so hard for them to make a rotation right now with their supports. Like Shadow Demon has ulti ready, but you know there's Spectre ulti, relocate from Io, so they need to stick together, otherwise they're gonna get outnumbered.
Dragonite super close to blink. Where's the Io mech? Yeah, 600 odd gold away from it. Timbersaw moving into the hood, slowly but surely building up. What's Dendi got? That's an arcane ring. Wait, Dendi's net worth 4,000. Arcane boots, null tally, bottle wand. 700 gold in the bank. It doesn't really have a primary item as such. And then you look at the Spectre. 5.8k net worth. Manta Style is just an ultimate orb away. 2,000 gold off it. Yasha being delivered with a poor man shield.
Positive. One good thing about Pognize is that he can one-shot those illusions from Spectre.
That's true. We, in the midst of it all here, they played aggressively, and it looks like they might pay for it. That relocate out, though, saves the Lina, and Miracle. It's a full opening for the Spectre to chase into King Arp. A silent stop by the Phantom's Embrace. Click it down, Dendi, but the stroke of fate, beautifully placed. Takes down 2 supports on the side of Bait, as Nigma somehow also keeping Wii alive during that. Immediately smoked back up and running at Bait. They want more. They want some core kills. Supports aren't enough. 11-1 jump in with a stun. Inkswell connecting 2, and it is just so easy for Wii. Timbersaw is in a lot of trouble now. He can chain a little bit further away, and the Ice Path will block them out, but the Yule's up. Into Light Strike Array, demolishing Bait. One by one, the dominoes fall over, and the stun. The jump in from Mind Control. He's got another ring spell. It's just timed to perfection. Gorgeous Dota 2 from Nigma. Non-stop.
Downer, Gary, but they might call this game. Like, we still haven't seen Sven in action. He's 0-1-0. Building towards that Armlet, but he should definitely join a fight with the team soon. Like, all these small pieces for Nigma are coming together. Dragonite with that Blink Dagger pickup. Now they can use Inkswell, which is maxed out. Io will finish mech in a couple of seconds. They don't have like the best Roche lineup, but if they group up as 5, they can take it.
Dendi's out in the open here. What's the Dire vision like, actually? Yeah, non-existent. They see Miracle farming bottom, but Spectre, what, 80 seconds until Haunt? I guess maybe they could make a play down there, but outside of that, they just see where their lanes are. Mind Control and Kuroki showing top, so they do swing into mid. Try and take down that objective. Sword Blind is there from Kuro, and the double Laguna Blade. I don't know, Bait, this was a little ballsy from you. Inkswell is going to catch both of them on the way through. A nice Ice Path will buy a little bit of time for Ghosting here, but never going to be enough. Miracle still tanking through the Sven, who popped God Strength to stun, and LeBron trying to get himself out of jail here, but King Arm will be the 4th and final casualty of war as they dive forward, take down the SD, and Excalibur. What do? You pick up bounty rooms, you hit some jungle creeps, and you cry in your jungle.
I can understand Bait in a situation where they are in right now. It's a desperation smoke. Like, guys, you have to do something. No one knows what the plan is because you don't have a clear target.
And they see like 2 or 3 heroes showing top and bottom, so they think, oh, we can go mid, but there's, you know, relocate, there's TPs, there's potential to haunt now in 10 seconds.
So that's gonna be full Manta style. On Spectre, Io just picked up a mech, has a trusty shovel, one of the better items you can get on Io.
Thanks, well stunned.
They're in.
Chain disable, the disruption. It saves up Dendi for a little while, but my goodness, the damage. It's an onslaught here from Nigma. Bait being churned up and spit out. Nigma, it's time. LeBron calls it. 21-1. At least they got 1 kill Lacoste, but Nigma really showing here 16.5 minutes, annihilating Bait in game 1.
I believe they should not lose the bottom lane with Timbersaw and Shadow Demon. That
simply levate. But I don't close the door, waiting the chance for when we'll be back again. You make me feel so crazy, still in love with you. You make me feel amazing when I'm next to you. You make me feel so crazy, my heart breaks for you. Can't help but know that I'm still in love with you. You action. Drop the clutch, pedal to the floor. Turn that giddy button to a lion's roar. Dream machine, racing queen. I'll take you wherever you wanna go. Let's blow this town, break the speed of sound. Tonight, we own the road. Dream machine, racing queen. You make my heart
The Dire get a... 10 seconds.
Here's the Radiant ban.
Dire's ban now.
Here's the Radiant ban.
The Dire get a ban.
Radiant's turn to ban.
Dire's turn to pick.
Radiant's turn to pick. Radiant's turn to pick.
Dire's turn. Shadow Demon. Mars. Ten seconds.
Welcome back, everybody, to our series here between Nigma and Bait for the ESL 1 Los Angeles 2020 online regional for Europe. It's Group A, and we've got ourselves an interesting series. A 16.5-minute victory for Nigma in Game 1. Draft for Game 2 already begun. I'm Gareth, joined by Lacoste, as we have our first picks.
Yes, we do. I love the approach of Bait in the second game. They banned Timbersaw, so they can't pick it. Very nicely done. This bottom lane, they should. I mean, I'm still thinking about the lane. They should have won that bottom lane. Timbersaw
5
is the hero
remaining.
that should have carried them through the early and the mid game. But the game just ended.
Yeah.
When Spectre ends the game in 15 minutes, you know you messed up.
Yeah, the rhythm was off there. Bait couldn't get into the groove at all. So Timbersaw, Ember Spirit, Chen, Kotl, Lycan, Nature's Prophet, Ancient Apparition, Queen of Pain banned out in that first phase. SD Mars, DP IO, Meepo being removed out even after the nerf stick whacked him around the face pretty damn hard. You still have to respect Meepo players, such as Excalibur, for sure. What does Bait ban here? Like, it doesn't feel like it was a draft issue, right? It felt like it was just execution. They done fucked up. They messed their lanes up.
Yeah, sometimes it's all it takes. You know, lose all 3 lanes and suddenly the game's just over. Even though the bottom lane that they lost, and if they had a decent amount of farm on the mid and top lane, I think the outcome would still be the same. Now they have that Prophet IO, a lot of sustain. There is no A8 to counter this. Not sure who builds into Spirit Vessel this game. Feels like they didn't even plan to build one in the previous one. Ghostic will be playing Mars, I assume. They could swap things around. We've seen some Mars position 4. Shadow Demon could be 5. But I prefer to have Shadow Demon as position 4, like give him a bit of farm.
Yeah. Get that ether lens especially. Such a powerful item on him. Demonic Purge, Disruption, just everything, you know? Get that extra range on it. Beautiful stuff. They're thinking long and hard about this ban. Like, guys, honestly, just like ban Mirana or something. Get rid of Leshrac, I don't know. It seems impossible to choose a hero to actually remove out. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm very happy with that ban, actually. We were talking about it in the previous game. This hero looking very good whenever he is picked. 9 and 2 out of the 11 games here. 82% win rate that translates to.
And Io plus this Alchemist, it really sounds scary.
Oh. Sending shivers down my spine.
Seconds.
You also need some kind of burst damage and bait to take down Io and Death Prophet. Alright, this is burst damage, so that means that Shadow Demon will be played as 4 Lich, exclusively played as position 5. Lich is also a hero that has a pretty high win rate in this tournament.
Yeah, he was up at 60-odd%, right? 60-something? Where was he? 65, yeah, 65%. 15 and 8 across 23 games. Great with the Mars, that Frost Shield able to chase people down, get the spear going. But of course, you've got Chain Frost into the arena of blood. And Io is always going to be tethered up to someone, so you've got that double target roping around from Nigma. That kind of have the big red target on their back.
Turn to pick.
Earthshaker. Ooh. This is a big kind of mind game in the draft now from Nigma, isn't it? Like, are they shifting Io to 1? Are they putting GH on the Earthshaker? Or does Mind Control play the Earthshaker? You're not quite sure where these heroes are heading.
All these top teams are doing it, like picking heroes that can be played multiple roles, so you don't know until the pretty much last pick who's playing what. We've seen that quite a lot in the Chinese region as well. I want to see some burst damage. They have a lot of team fights with Mars and Lich ulti. I believe Nigma will pick an offlaner that gives them
turn to pick.
something who buys like a pipe. They definitely need one against Mars, Lich, Shadow Demon. Okay, so they don't have the like real answer for the Morphling. Earthshaker is fine with the instant lockdown once he gets a Blink Dagger. Death Prophet with an earlier point and Silence, but right now he should be able to get the Morph off.
This is where they pick Necro for Nigma. IODP Necro.
What'll it be?
Because they've played Necro in a couple of different roles. I'm pretty sure Mind Control has played it. They've given it to Wii. They shift things around. DP could still be played side lanes. We've seen some support Death Prophet. Hell, do whatever the heck you want in this patch.
Any kind of mana burn is good. Like, it's a very good Slark game so far. From what I see against Morph, Lich, Mars, they can't insta-kill you. They have no damage they can throw on the ground while you're Shadow Danced.
Oh, I guess picking Necro into Shadow Demon Demonic Purge is pretty nasty, right?
That's true.
Turn to ban.
Phantom Lancer.
Okay, so another mana burn hero against the Morphling. And all these illusions will mitigate some of the damage, yeah, from Lich ulti. Morphling really hates to play into mana burn. Remember when Morph cost mana?
Yeah, it was even worse back then.
10 seconds.
But remember when you could morph while you were stunned?
I remember.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, I've been chronosphered. I'm going to press this button and you cannot kill me. Haha. What a stupid hero. Final ban for bait.
It could still be a Death Prophet off lane.
Yeah.
The problem is bait has this last pick.
Like the big
Dragonite once again.
The big thing for me is like Io and Earthshaker are both GH heroes. So one of those has to be picked up by GH, which means one of them has to, I feel anyway, has to be a core, which is making me think that DP is going to be Kuroki's like POS 5 hero.
Have they played it before?
I don't know.
Yesterday, someone playing Death Prophet 5, some CIS.
It was Misha, wasn't it?
I believe it was.
I mean, Kuroki's played support Clinks, right? Why the hell wouldn't he just play support Death Prophet? Well, whichever way we look at it, they are still very open. final ban for them. Looking for that mid laner. I don't believe Dendi's played the kind of position 1 for bait. He is much more of that active playmaking utility hero from the mid lane. Morphling much more the carry.
I know Dendi likes to play Mars as a mid. So if the matchup is fine, they might swap things around.
Would you just... I mean, Puck is a pretty solid ban, right? Leash against the PL. Silence, nuke damage to gap close, jump on DP IO. And it's a Dendi special.
Dire's turn to pick.
Brood mother. So is that indicating DP mid? Or is this last hero? A hero that struggles against the Brood.
Nigma's one of the hardest teams to draft against. Like, I know Nigma
10 seconds.
has a lot of fans, so when they're playing bad,
5
there's a
seconds remaining.
lot of hate. But in terms of them drafting, it's very hard to predict what they're gonna do. Like, who's gonna be playing what? They play a variety of the heroes. Team is very flexible,
Radiant's turn to
and it's
pick.
one of the hardest teams to read, like what they're gonna do. So it's gonna be
Like, where did the Darkseer come from?
mind control, Darkseer. Man, he's been winning a lot of games with this hero.
Suddenly Darkseer. Well, that's going to be your pipe carrier, right? You were looking for the auras from the offlane. So if it's Darkseer for mind control, PL for miracle,
10 seconds.
Earthshaker, IO and G8 and
5
Earthshaker, which way
seconds
around do you put it?
I think GH, Earthshaker, and Io and Kuro.
And DP is just mid for we.
Yes.
Choose your hero.
Pango last
So
pick from
is it
bait.
Pango mid or is it Mars mid? That's the question. Mars mid.
You were right, you called it. GHIO, so yeah, it's going to be... Oh, is it Kuro Darkseer and Mind Control Earthshaker? Give us the support Darkseer. Show us what it's like. No, sad. Kuroki Earthshaker. So in the end, Nigma actually have it pretty standard.
They do. I think Pangolier, once again, Ghostic has a hero that can win them the games. Rolling Thunders and the backlines, finding Io. You can bounce off Earthshaker's Fisher, so Kuro needs to be careful how he's gonna land those.
And they've got tons of ways to jump onto the IO as well. Bait with a pretty good draft, but again, you know, we talk about it so often, this patch, this meta comes down to laning stage. How well can you come out of those lanes? Group up as 5, fight around your objectives, collapse on those 4-minute runes, defend your tier 1s mid especially, and then control up the outposts. It doesn't... See, I think that's one of my favorite things about this patch, is it feels less systematic and less kind of, you know, algorithmic as the previous ones, where it was like, take the enemy safe lane tier 1, go into jungle, take control of jungle.
Listening when you use the word algorithmic.
Yeah, I mean, that's when you should stop listening. That's when games get boring. We want excitement. We want chaos. As we'll take a quick look at this video before we get ourselves properly to the game. ESL 1, of course, sponsored by Mercedes with the MVP.
Let's shake things up. Prepare for battle.
And back in we go. Bait up against Nigma here in game 2 of this best of 3. Nigma with a 16.5 victory in game 1. This time around, Bait looking, you know, as good draft-wise. We'll have to see how the lanes fare, of course, with LeBron, Lich. Go stick on that Pangolier. King R, Shadow Demon up top. Dendi mid on the Mars against Weehar DP. While down bottom, Mind Control Darkseer and Kuroki playing that Earthshaker into the Excalibur Morphling, while the PL and IO, Miracle and GH respectively, cutting through a bunch of trees top already.
They're once again prepared for this lane. Hadris on GH, cutting down the trees. Both heroes have Magic Stick against Shadow Demon. If he decides this game that Shadow Poison is a good spell instead of Disruption.
I think we quickly have to restart the Discord call. I was praising it not too long ago. Like 5 minutes ago I was saying how good the Discord call quality was, and of course now it's like, nope, not for you. And the odds looking pretty heavily favored towards Nigma there, of course, after game one. 1.04 return for Nigma and 9.22 for Bait. Pretty wild.
I guess that's expected, considering that they got only 1 kill in the previous game. So they have a full vision on the top lane, since they cut down all the trees on the side. Pangolier needs to be careful about using Swashbuckle, like offensively. It's a 20-second cooldown spell. King R, once again, will get the pull off.
Mind control down bottom, forced to salve. He's going to stack up the wave, it looks like. Force Morphling to farm under tower. That Frost Blast, you're talking about cooldowns. 7 seconds on Frost Blast, doing a magnificent job against MC on this DS. And a great Fisher there. Kuroki blocking off Excalibur so he can't join the waves, and they will push forward. We'll get a second one connecting though. So top lane, the vision you're talking about, all the trees cut down. Miracle 6-0 to the Pangos 4-0, but Ghostic chasing GHIO back as King R has dragged wave between tier 1, tier 2, up at top. And mid lane looking pretty good for Mars so far. 7-2 against 4-0. Dendi
Mars
with a
has
great
very
start.
nice attack animation. So early on, he will get the better CS once that Prophet hits like level 3. She will be using Spirit Siphons to heal up. Dendi. Oh, he has no mana for the spear. It would have been the first blood. The problem is, in this matchup, Mars has very limited mana pool. So if you use Spear just to cancel out the Spirit Siphon, you're gonna be playing without mana for the next minute.
He will have that Soul Ring very shortly. Also has the salve. MC, 5 CS. Earthshaker with a couple. Looks like Kuroki's job is going to be contesting pulls, dragging waves for the most part here. Top lane pressure from Miracle and GH though. Pull across by the Shadow Demon. Fully contested by Nigma. It doesn't feel like Pango or SD can really stand up against a sustain. You mentioned the...
Remember when people were just controlling the lanes near their towers so no one's getting XP? Now you want to push them out. Your supports drag the creep wave to the side camp. Deny a lot of XP from the enemy while you're still farming.
Allows you to play much more aggressively and get stuff done like this. Push damage onto your opponents. Still have a few tangos up their sleeve. SD with the boots as well. Allows him to get her out of danger. But yeah, Miracle probably just going to shove this wave as quickly as possible, get across to the pull camp. Continue getting that CS. DP about a wave behind the Mars as that continues mid lane, but still trading regen and harass very nicely. MC being pinged out here. Bait want to get a good amount of damage onto him. Pushing that wave towards his tier 1 as Kuroki also drags the additional wave coming back in. Well, let's see what LeBron can do to stop this Earthshaker mucking around with Equilibrium.
And nothing.
Yeah, absolutely not. Oh, one Frost Blast. There you go. Kuroki just walks it off.
LeBron is saving a point just in case like they get the Darkseer very low, and then he uses Sinister Gaze instead of Frost Shield. Like, this lane is very strong. Lich with any hero that can get on top of you, close the gap. Morphling is that hero, but it's not that efficient against the Surge. Oh, LeBron in trouble. That's gonna be first blood.
Down goes the Lich. Mid lane.
You asked what LeBron can do.
Absolutely nothing, and Wee has been saved up mid lane as well. Kept alive by the GHIO on top. Miracle. Yeah, chased by GH. Every lane has got action happening.
I love how Bait is like reading the map. Since there was GH rotation on the mid lane, they instantly start playing aggressive on the top lane. They know that there's no healing coming out from Io. Yeah, man, Io will have a flask to bring the Miracle, so he's gonna be full HP.
Nice bounty ring grab there by Kuro, and Excalibur waveform to secure the kill. The back. That's mind control with a level 1 vacuum. Disrupted up though. Stopped in his tracks, and that's a double for Bait. Excalibur and King R getting up on the board. 2-1. Coming out of that bot lane looking pretty decent.
If this game goes post like 25-30 minutes, Phantom Lancer gets farmed. Shadow Demon with Ether Lance cast range, like using Disruption on PL illusions is gonna cost so much problems for Nigma. And you have Purge against moving both Surge and the Ion Shell from the target. So once again, King Gar will, like, can't compare it to the previous game because they had 1 kill. But the Shadow Demon and his positioning and what he's doing is going to be crucial this game.
His positioning now, smoked up mid, catching out DP. They've got Arena of Blood, and they had a spear into those Guardians, but the heal from the IO, not quite enough. Even with a salve and 1 charges, GH could not keep We alive. 3-1 now for Bait. Laning stage looking much better. Bottom lane, Mind Control. The Sinister Gaze there from LeBron to stop the surge from allowing Mind Control to run. They don't have Adaptive Strike, and Waveform still on cooldown. But very good pressure.
Came prepared to this lane. Infused Raindrop, Magic Wand. So he's building all these small cheap items just so that he can survive. He was prepared for that Sinister Gaze.
Yo, King R. Big stacks. Getting some money, getting some XP. Darkseer has a couple of stacks himself, falls back on them to farm. Kuroki building up even more. High ground observer ward from the Radiant. In fact, 3 wards from the Radiant all around this mid lane, giving them perfect vision of where Nigma are playing. Expending your vision early though, you know, it's going to secure you a pretty good early laning stage, but you'll be lacking in those observer wards around that 10-12 minute mark. Iron Talon for King R. He has cleared through all of these jungle camps. Very speedily heading towards level 6.
When you have a self-sustainable offlaner like Timbersaw, like Pango is usually not the one if you put a pressure on him, but Io doesn't provide any kind of stun lockdown. Oh, they caught BP once again.
We down. Hanger rolling in, catching out the Io. Sinister Gaze there, and GH tried to tether across to Kuroki. But another little bonus kill there from Bait. 8 minutes in, we're looking at Mars, level 7. Dendi. Getting blocked off. Double damage rune is up top though, so he can refill his bottle regardless. King R is still farming jungle, eh?
I don't mind that. Like, if he can do that, Pangolier is getting solo XP on the top lane. Some nice tier 1 items dropping for them. Keen Optic, Faded Brooch. Mars has Ironwood Tree. So any extra stats mana for Mars early on is a very good item. Keen Optic for Shadow Demon. Not that efficient early on, but you know, in the mid game, it's what matters. Another good spear on the tower.
The heal from GH, not enough again. Rotations come through, and Bait make it work. I thought they would get the Darkseer kill earlier on, but Mind Control did escape as LeBron fell mid. But the rotation from not only Dendi, but Excalibur's Morphling. 3.9k up on him. But we can't forget Miracle on his Phantom Lancer is continuing to completely free farm. 4.5k net worth. Pressuring into Ghost Stick. Moving in towards his Diffusal Blade pretty quickly. And PL is a hero that Miracle can absolutely go off on. And with the laning phase, net worth lead, everything, you know, 6-2, okay, you're 4 kills ahead, you've shut down the docks here a bit, DP's looking sad and worse for wear, but it's only a 1k lead overall. You haven't got this insurmountable, massive, you know, critical mass behind Bait that can carry them through.
They are farming a lot, and they have good ways to deal with PL. You have Bangalore with the lucky shot. Ghost Stick rolling in.
Nice doppelganger, still connecting with the Rolling Thunder, but he's microed the illusion away, baiting with his hero standing still.
Hero.
Bounty runes look like it's 2 for 2.
1 for 1.
Middle tower can't handle this
1 for 1 outburst, yeah, absolutely right. Ghost Stick needs some bottle charges, but Dendi's not going to give them to him. He's going to return to mid, secure the farm. Ghost Stick can just go and get his bounty rune back there.
And also remember, it's a Morphling against the Earthshaker. So this is how you win a game. I've seen some Galaxy Brain plays when you play Earthshaker against the
Mid
Morphling.
lane, Arena of Blood with the spear, and is that 4 in a row? 1-4-0.
You call that a fight?
Tears in her eyes as the Death Prophet really hasn't got off the ground. Exorcism back up in 5 seconds.
Yeah, so I was talking about the big plays when you're playing Earthshaker against Morphling. You don't skill enchant totem at all, so he can't get it.
Just don't let him have it. Level 6 here, Kuroki hasn't leveled up ulti yet. Still holding a point, there we go. Excalibur bottom, no silence here from the DP, so I don't think there's kill threat. Try and group up around her and maybe push the tier 1 with Exorcism. It's a little risky though. I feel like Bait can come down and defend that quite nicely. But they've got the response, Nigma. That's, you know, ace up the sleeve, right? Relocate with PL, able to join from across the map whenever needed. That's what's being respected here by Bait. Allow that tier 1 bottom to drop, pressure the 1 mid.
faces a stiff wind.
Mind control, level 3 vacuum, only 1 point in the surge.
Tower is under attack.
Is that normal now, Lacoste?
Dire's top tower is about
I believe
to
so.
take
I've seen
the
some
flood.
Darkshire going for it since the recent change of percentage base to flat
Dire's top
250.
tower is gone.
Like, look at his move speed.
Yeah.
630. I mean, duration is 1 second per level. Also, I guess they want to fight early on. They have Earthshaker, who is level 6. One of the reasons why they want to like give Phantom Lancer more farm, so they are able to take a fight. I don't think you need more than 3 points in vacuum.
Smoke from Bait
Our radiant
behind their tier 1 mid as Excalibur shows on the tier 1 dire side.
structures
Backstab from
are fortified.
Nigma, probably going in. Has been scattered out by the poison of King R. Dendi. Arena of Blood, not coming, he's silenced up. Shadow Demon focused down and blown completely out of the water. In that river is demolished as Kuroki doesn't get a single spell off. Dies to the hands of Excalibur, and inside this arena, Miracle and We, the Chain Frost bounces, annihilating Nigma. 3 down, We will follow. It is beautiful from Bait as Mind Control under the sentries revealed up. Doxy has to surge away.
Oh, Mind Control was extremely greedy on the top lane, like staying there one more wave. He wanted some extra XP, he had Invis in the bottle, and there was already been pressure on the mid lanes. Much better game from Bait this game.
11-3, yeah, we're seeing a complete turn of the tables. 13.5 minutes in. Phantom Lancer is still top of net worth with that Diffusal Blade. But I think Nigma might just need a little more time here. Get that pipe up on the docks here, get your initial items, really. Earthshaker wants the Blink Dagger, GH wants Mech over on the IO, and DP wants an item. Any item. Null, Bracer. Phase Boot's now done. She's a little tankier than she once was. But no real utility coming out of her just yet.
Pangolier with this kind of a build will also scale. Maelstrom against PL and the illusions, of course, extremely effective. And this Vlad's opens up the Roche for you and the team. Like Mars, it's no joke, it's 25% lifesteal, especially for the Morphling. What is Morphling building? Dragonlance. Oh, it's been a while since I saw that item.
Yeah, Morbid Mask, Dragonlance, Manta style now queued up. That's going to give him a nice bit of range there to click into DP, IO. Stay a little bit further away from the Phantom Lancer. Force him to gap close onto you. And of course the stats are wonderful on the Morph. As the 15-minute bounty runes are about to spawn up, both teams edging towards a fight down in the bottom half of the map. Ghostic wants to start it off, and that was a deny from Wee there. Gets rid of the bounty rune that Dendi wanted. And Mind Control getting a couple top means we get 3 for 0.
I see Kigar maxing out Soul Catcher after maxing out Shadow Poison, so he can farm the jungle and lane. Bottom lane, Morphling getting caught, but he can always get this.
Good silence. Has the Frost Shield. The Chain Frost in towards GH. Nothing to bounce to though. It will just be the IO to fall with the Sinister Gaze and the Frost Blast taking him down. Exorcism going and Mind Control trapped inside the Arena Blood with the Death Prophet. Trying to heal back up, but the Echo Slam catching Dendi, but he's so tanky. The Frost Shield finally finishes him off with the Fissure from Kuro, and a good silence yet again from Wee. Chasing Ghostic, Swashbuckle at the ready. Ghostic, I don't think he can get out of this one. He's got no spells remaining. Swashbuckle in 2, Miracle with the final touches. Oh, the shield crash, the damage and the lifesteal coming out with that disarm onto PL. Somehow, Ghostic gets out of there. Sinister Gaze to stop the stun from Kuro. He will line up the Fissure and King R drops even on his own ramp. Nigma striking back with great success there.
This is the peak of Phantom Lancer. Like, you get the Diffusal Blade, you feel very strong, especially with IO being tethered up to you. Like, Lee has been struggling, but look at all these cheap items that he bought. 2 known talismans, a casual bracer, and the magic one. So he wants to be able to fight with the nice spear on the mid lane.
Yeah, Miracle. Still thinking about turning and fighting. He wants that tier 1. Wee just plants himself in front of his opponent as Io arriving, denied from Mars. Dendi gets the job done. Removes the gold away from Nigma, but the chase is on from Miracle towards LeBron, dodging the spear with the doppelganger and LeBron. Diffusal Blade slows him up, but Morphling strikes into the backlines. DP annihilated by the adaptive strike and a double kill for Excalibur as Kuro, he's just going to bail away from this. A doppelganger to high ground gets Miracle out, spear flying, but doesn't catch him. And all that for a tier 1 that was denied. 2k lead now for Bait.
Has much stronger team fight before Earthshaker gets a Blink Dagger, and he is running a lot of sentries, which means that he's not gonna get it. Now Mars has a Blink Dagger for himself, so he can be setting up those arenas much better. 3 points in Soul Catcher. This spell just destroys Phantom Lancer and his illusions. Unless you use a doppelganger, so you dispel them.
Pipe and wand here from Mind Control, still at 500 HP? Okay, never mind. Morphling shuts it down. I thought Nigma potentially could come in and find some room to play around with. PL wants to just continue farming. Kuroki miles away from that Blink Dagger. That's GH. GH still needs the mech. 650 gold off that recipe. 16-6. Bait with 3 of the top 4 net worth. Shadow Demon, of course, looking pretty good in the support arena. Etherlens done, working on the Glimmer Cape.
Tower is about to take the plunge.
And you were talking about Roshan. It's potential here. If Bait get 1 or 2 kills, just swing into the pit, can't they?
Yes, they can. Man, having Glimmer Cape and Force Staff on your supports feels so much worse because of the cast range reduction. Like, you need to stand so close, so any kind of item that gives you cast range, like Etherlens, and I've seen Keen Optic being on Shadow Demon, now he swapped it. He gave it to Lich.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Dead Prophet wants to hit level 12, so Ghosts go from 8 to 16, double the amount.
That's when she starts feeling a bit stronger. Has Vambrace here for Wee DP.
Radiant are scanning.
Doesn't look like Nigma want to contest Roshan right now. Ghost Stick and Excalibur in the pit. King are ready with LeBron to react, as well as Dendi's Blink and Arena of Blood. And that will be Aegis in the hands of Excalibur's Morphling. Manta style very nearly completed to give him that extra bit of safety in these fights.
He can play extremely greedy before Earthshaker gets a Blink Dagger with Manta style, can get rid of the silence easily.
That was a risky TP from Pango. Good cancel.
Oh, both outposts controlled by Dire.
Bounty Rain's going to get controlled up by Radiant, though, it looks like. 3-1 again.
Arms for the dead.
DP has Yules completed. BKB queued now. They can't give Kuroki any farm priority because GH, yeah, he's about to complete that mech with a double damage rune. He's farming jungle. Dark Seer, 1,000 gold saved up. I guess Blink wouldn't be bad here for mind control. Maybe a 4-staff to get away from Lich, Pango, Morphling, Mars. So much gap close and catch, as we see here on the Kuroki. Earthshaker ceases to exist, and I relocate back to Fountain, trying to save up the Earthshaker with a relocate tether. It looked like
Is under attack.
not going to get the job done. They're spam pinging it out. They want to try and catch the GHIO. Let's see, can he tether to DP? Just in time, away he goes. But the Demonic Purge onto Wee. Silence misses Excalibur, so they dive in with the spear back. Wee still healing up significantly through the Soul Siphons, but even with that Yule Scepter up, he's still taking out an absolute pummeling. Nice. Echo slam onto the Lich. But Morphling still going as Wee, I don't know how he's still alive, Lacoste. He's kept himself flowing through this fight. Now a TP out from Dendi. Bait have overextended. Nigma get 2 kills, searching for Excalibur in the back lines. He's TP'd himself away, so the 3 cores of the Radiant do escape.
It was a buyback from Kuro, but it's what they need to do. They need to get rid of these 2 supports and then focus on the rest. Like killing Lich before he could get the ult off, or Shadow Demon before he could get any of the spells off, most importantly Soul Catcher or a Disruption defensively. Now they're chasing. They're fighting into Aegis.
The pings are coming. Excalibur walks straight past the ramp. Fisher there with a silence to follow. Morphling. He has Manta and Aegis, and a disruption onto the PL will create a couple of illusions for the SD. That is beautiful from Fate. They knew exactly what was coming. He Mantas and doppelgangers, but he doesn't get out of the Mars. Oh, he does! He does get out of the Mars ulted. Miracle with a tether now from GH back into the PL and the TP home. Nigma have disengaged, and I just don't believe it. My eyes deceive me. Surely, Lacoste, none of them die?
I thought that was gonna end in disaster. Not the target that you want to go for, Morphling with the Aegis and Manta style. You start with the silence from DP. Like, he can just get rid of that easily. Also, Shadow Demon was in a vicinity to use Disruption. And there's some really nice plays you can do because of the Fisher from Earthshaker, either Spear of the Mars, or you can bounce with the Rolling Thunder off of that. Thank God they changed that Essence Ring is not a heal anymore.
Well, so IO can't use it properly.
Yeah.
Nice chain stun into silence. Onto the Ghost Stick Pango. Exorcism expended, so Nigma here would like to get a little bit more. LeBron gives away his positioning, so 2 quick kills here for Nigma, and maybe even a tier 2 middle lane. PL shoving out top lane, and map control just like that, at the drop of the hat. It's straight into the hands of Nigma.
You do not expect team to play this aggressively if you're the one who's holding Aegis. Like, they're finding a lot of the kills.
Tower has fallen.
They should group up and try to make stuff happen. They still have only a minute left on Aegis, so it's not going to be used properly. They lost 2 tier 2 towers now.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Morphling does get a good shove down bottom lane.
Dire's bottom
Yeah, 45
tower
seconds
is
on the
under
Aegis.
attack.
Mid-tier 2, half HP, still reasonably healthy. And it is a minute and a half on Exorcism, as Nigma are a little reliant on that ulti to make these team fights work. Give some farm priority to Kuroki. A lot of it getting stolen by the Iron Shell from Darkseer. Soul Catcher mid, Wee holding the Ewels for now. Turns with the Spirit Siphon. Where's the backup for Wee here? The IO comes in with a heal and the relocate home. Do you leave Wee in Fountain or do you come back in to fight? Nigma are kind of skirting around the edges of this area.
They're close.
They want to tether back the IO though, it looks like, and just try and get him out of there. Unfortunately for GH, Sinister Gaze and Spear will shut down that plan. Dead for 30 seconds and an opening for Bait. PL out across the map. As Mind Control looks for a Lotus Orb. Only about 900 gold away from it. He can disassemble those Arcane Boots.
That's a great item. This removing Disarm from Pangolier, another good Mars Salty on the mid. You know there's no IO, so there's not gonna be any kind of save.
Kuro still over 1,000 gold away from Blink Dagger. It is a long, long road towards that first item.
Great item against the Soul Catcher.
Dire's middle tower is drowning.
What is Mars building? BKB. Still a bit low on the damage, relying just on Arena of Blood.
Miracle. Chasing, good vacuum. Cancels the Rolling Thunder for a second. Bail away. Nigma still trying to fight in the backlines. Wee's focusing King Weehaw, but the turnaround comes from Dendi Excalibur. Weehaw gets shredded. And now what does Nigma do? They've got to run. They've got to hide. This Radiant side looking like a light bulb has popped over their head. Hey, hang on a second. We can just kill DP over and over again.
Dire's middle tower.
Shut down his Earthshaker already.
Radiant's bottom tower.
At what point is this Phantom Lancer going to be able to 1v5? Is this the kind of game he can?
Well, Phantom Lancer definitely is one of the strongest carries in the game. But remember, you're playing against the Shadow Demon. Once he maxes out Disruption, he's going to be using that offensively, lowering the cooldown, and he wants to have PL. One thing that I was thinking of, like, what if Morph was building Diffusal Blade Manta style?
Oh, like the old days.
Yeah, like the old days, but then again, you're playing against the Earthshaker, so he could just wipe you out with the Echo Slam.
That's true.
Okay, you have one PL. Morph turns into him, gets Diffusal Blade. With the Shadow Demon, you have more than him.
More illusions.
Scanning for enemies.
I think the game would just crash. Remember when we had Phantom Lancer against DB?
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, and if you add like a Monkey King into the game as well, like Wukong's command plus reflection onto PL, FPS goes into negative digits. Neutral items, Lacoste, what have we got? Greater Fairy Fire and Paladin Sword for the Radiant. Repair Kit, Titan Sliver, and Enchanted Quiver over on the Dire. PL with the Titan Sliver, pretty good item. Status resistance, always handy. Bait want to try and close this one out. Roshan fast spawn is in 2 seconds, so a fight now could open things up for them as they hunt for the PL. With the IO in the jungle. Nigma are pinging themselves out, saying run, hide, get away. Earthshaker shoving out top lane. Very well dodged.
Earthshaker just wants to get his Blink Dagger. 700 gold away from it.
Go bait, guys. I want my blink.
If someone shows, he's gonna go back to the lane, try to farm it up. 2 heroes showing on the mid lane. Kuroki, get out of the trees. Farm that Blink Dagger.
That blink is most certainly the game-swinging item here. 20 to 10, a 3k lead for Bait, but it's kind of plateaued out. They've not had more than a 4k lead really throughout this game, even though they have been ahead for the past, well, 20 minutes. Experience very even as well, as they do scout Miracle. Doppelganger early, has the Manta on cooldown, so no way to get out of the spear. Pushed out of the Arena of Blood though, and GH still giving heals up to the Phantom Lancer. Destroyed though, as the damage comes out of Bait. 5 heroes strong. Take down the Phantom Lancer and the IO to follow, so 60 seconds. They've got a They've got a bit of a clock here where they can go and take potential tier 2s, move back into Roshan, but a minute and a half on the Roshan timer makes things a bit awkward for them.
Very nicely done by Ghostic. He clips the Phantom Lancer, then tries to find Io. He understands that there is Io somewhere. They had a vision of him with that, I'm gonna call it a weird observer board, but they found Io, so he stopped the relocate. Roche will respawn in a minute. Another Titan Sliver for Radiant.
Oh, Morphling, yeah.
Both Paladin Sword and Titan Sliver drop.
Oh, Kuro is so close.
On Dendi, building into some damage items right now. Deso has level 15, 25 damage talent.
I'm a big fan of this. Kuro given the Vambrace, keeping it on int for the spell amp, and his blink is 100 gold away. Level 2 Echo Slam with spell amp, gonna be pretty massive here. There it is. Blink Dagger Earthshaker, 30 minutes in. He is position 5, so you can't hold it against him, and we're getting this kind of free flow of big items now coming out. BKB for the Death Prophet already. Phantom Lancer very close to the Abyssal Blade. He's had Diffusal Blade for about 20 minutes already, got it like 12. Jeez.
Here's the smoke from Nigma. And GH, what a bro. He bought a couple of sentries so that Earthshaker can farm his Blink Dagger.
Swashbuckle forward, opens up Ghostic. That is a nice little pick off. Roshan is alive now. He respawns literally as Ghostic dies. This is going to get scouted. Nigma knows. Buyback ready on the Pangolier. Shadow Demon, Glimmer Cape. Double Bracer there on the Lich. Mars. 9-second BKB. Kuroki. No Blink Echo Slam as he is annihilated by Excalibur, diving in with his own BKB, but bashed up by the PL. Still has the Manta style to create a couple of illusions of himself. Mind Control holding onto the wall in the vacuum, but you're right. The Morphling no mana, forced to Strength Morph now as Ghostic brought back, rolls into the PL. Io still on the right-hand side, just biding his time. Wee with the BKB, diving in deep here. 1 versus 5 almost until the rest of his team arrives. King R, focused by Miracle, top back of your screen, and now the Yule's up onto Mars. Bait are getting outplayed. Vac back onto Dendi, and that's another hero down. Morphling had to bail back to base and back into Roche. Kuroki didn't even need to blink Echo Slam.
This is the problem that Morphling has in the mid game. Even though you have a Black King bar, once that is gone, your full mana is gonna be removed by Phantom Lancer and his illusions. Also, this Lotus Orb removing completely the Soul Catcher, which is a pretty big deal on any of the cores.
Aegis and Cheese going to Nigma now. Wonderful execution.
Safer in the ocean.
And that net worth lead, it just keeps on dropping. Soon gonna be in the hands of this dire team. As tier 2 mid and bottom still yet to be claimed, sitting at about half HP. 50 seconds until Exorcism is up. Miracle with Invis Abyssal Blade though. If he finds a target, they are likely dead. They still have this vacuum wall echoes. Like, the thing is, Nigma won that fight. The only big ulti they used, or big cooldown they used, was Exorcism. Relocate is back up.
So that means they can fight once again. DP will soon be level 18, so level 3 Exorcism ready in 20 seconds. I mean, he needs to get to level 18 first. Oh, Kingar has a sentry, but yeah, man, Miracle, what a player. He has a dust
Of course
for himself.
He does. Like, he's holding Aegis Abyssal Manta Diffusal Blade, but he has a dust to find that Kingar Shadow Demon, one of the most important targets on the map, like you've been mentioning, since the draft, this position for SD.
Yes.
Dead for 35 more seconds. So, tier 1 mid, is that what we're going for here, Nigma? They're swinging up top. They're looking for more targets they can kill. They want blood.
Ultra carry.
Jump in
He
from
put
Kuro.
Iron Shell on him, Surge, and Lotus Orb.
And there's the jump. Nice spear back, but LeBron still caught. Ghost Scepter's up as we tries to dump magic damage in the back into a Fisher. The stolen by Excalibur. Zoning out a little bit here, but Nigma dealing with a Chain Frost pretty damn well. Lotus Orb up now. It'll just be GH who pops the cheese. He's still up and running. Speared out of the arena. I don't know how the hell that happened. He was up in the air or something, but they're being destroyed. Oh, Bait, you've lost momentum now. Tether forward, chase it in the base. Ghost stick echo slammed. It's a single target echo, but it's an ultra kill for Miracle.
Yeah, I believe this game is over. We saw this before, some interaction with the Mars ulti. He got the clip.
Rampage!
There it is,
They
Rampage.
dive the fountain. Miracle annihilating his opponents. 5 heroes down. Bait, what has happened?
Yeah, shield crash tossed GH into the air, so the Mars spear threw him out. Since Mars Arena is a sphere, we saw that interaction between Tusk and Mars with the Walrus Punch. So instead of stunning him on the edges of Mars Arena, you actually push him out.
Weird stuff. Lich is the only hero alive, and your throne is falling. 35 minutes in. Nigma with the massive comeback. That swing from 5k lead down to 6k advantage for Nigma. Throne is about to fall. Okay, Bait have some heroes coming back up now. They jump forward. Dendi yules up into that nice little meteor, however, the BKB for the Mars keeps it up and running. They still lose 2 heroes very quickly. Supports are down, and Miracle is beyond godlike. Phantom Lancer at 14, 2 and 3. Excalibur chasing the Earthshaker, but it's already a 0 victory for Nigma. Swinging back into action, and Miracle PL.
What a performance, but it has to feel bad for Bait. They were in control of the game for the first like 20 minutes, and if you check the score on Morphling, like he died only once.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces, but we will never know what we're after. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us.
This BKB pickup, because you obviously get the bonus armor with freezing fields being used, and that's going to be what?
Like, I'm very, very conservative with my calls of what's going to happen in the future. There is no way in the world that this fight is ever going to be won by Geek Fam. They are going to run into their deaths. That's
if it does, will you chug an entire can of Monster?
No, because they don't chug. We don't chug monsters. That's I will enjoy one at a very reasonable and healthy pace.
All right, you savor it.
That's what I'll exactly savor it. Because oh my God. There is no way that they win this fight. Soren trying to get the vision. Will I eat my words, or are they all going to die? Every single one of them. Okay, silence. Chasing. BKB pops. That's a freezing field. It's doing some pretty good damage. Hand of God is out. And Blink's in there, Mr. Mac. They're actually taking down Roche. Are they going to be able to sneak this one away? Or are they all going to die? That's it. Returns to try and go for the finish. They are already in the midst of a Boomy gets the Echo Slam on it too. There is a refresher shard on the ground. Cuckoo goes in, steals one, pops the refresher. He's gonna pop his second exorcism now. Is this the formula? Have they actually done it? The turnaround to kill onto both the silencer and the CM. Natsumi needs to get out of there. The chase down comes. Did they actually win the fight?
I mean, I don't think you could ask for much better, right?
I don't think so. They won the fight.
You savor that Monster Lyrical. You savor it.
Drink it. I'm gonna drink it right now.
All right, very good.
Oh, that was unreal. They just left the cheese and the refresher shard on the ground. They just did it. And now Cuckoo has like a Dagon something crazy.
Yeah, just a level 1 right now, but he's definitely got the money to start building up into it.
And they have Dagon 2 on Ember. Wait, who got the Aegis? Does anybody?
Kunkka.
Kunkka has the Aegis. What the hell? They actually did it. Oh, I've never caster cursed so strong before. That was wonderful. Walks into the torrent. He still has BKB though. All right, yeah, and then he's back out of there. Man, what a turnaround. I mean, it's still an 8,000 gold lead for a droid. Make no mistake, this is not looking amazing for Geek Fam, but maybe a chance.
And I got my wish. We have reached the 40-minute mark, so we're going to see some of those tier 4 items come into play now.
Yeah. Well, and they've also got like this Aghanim Scepter on Weaver. Like there's things here that kind of work.
Yeah, Kunkka just hit into his level 25 as well, so Ghost Ship Fleet. It's going to be like Sharknado basically happening in the middle of these team fights. Torrent Storm, Ghost Ship Fleet, just everything happening.
Bets are really close right now, actually. Which I mean, I'd take that in a second. That's great. But 40 minutes in, 10K net worth lead currently for Droid. Smoke up now, and it again, you kind of wonder like how much of a liability is this Chen? Currently level 19, does have greed. He went back for the Holy. Rarely seen, much appreciated.
Yeah, I really like it on the Chen. It's you know, you naturally build into it with some of your items at least, with the one there. Caught out someone? No, they're just looking to take it in a very measured manner, pushing in the top side.
The fight's become very strange now. It's the Ghost Ship Fleet, by the way, for Kunkka, but he can play this aggressive because it's really hard to burst him. I can't believe he just walked in between all of Radiant. Like, he literally walked between all of them. Now, they don't have their Kunkka for this fight. And they're just dead on Whitemon. He did back out of there. That's Gem on the ground. Oh, God. Natsumi has the leveler now. Oh, that's spooky.
Do you want it on him, though? Or do you want the Imp Claw still?
I don't know. Not sure. I think I would rather have the Imp Claw for the fight and then leveler for taking buildings afterwards.
Yeah, sure. But I think it's probably not going to get to the stage where you can switch between the two. It's like,
yeah, that's fair.
If they win the team fight, they're probably going to win the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Step lively.
Carl just walked through all of them there, and he just did not seem to care. DD, Natsumi, we've seen a lot of these this game so far. He's gonna have a Satanic here in a second now.
Yeah, I was wondering when he was going to build into that, and it was actually after the Skadi that he was able to get it. Now, the thing is here on GeekFam's side, they've got the Aegis still remaining for about 45 seconds, so I thought maybe they were waiting for the Grimstroke to come back up and get something out of it, but that DD just completely changes things.
Do we have any other items before we get into this next fight? They've got the Prince's Knight on the Weaver. That's pretty cool with Lashako.
Kunkka's caught out.
I'm back with the tie.
Ags? They've still got Ags Weaver.
He got the use out of the Aegis at least.
They're gonna jump onto him. Ags Weaver's available, needs to use it now. Timelines are back. Carl's still on the way. Echo Slam connecting 1 and 2. They're gonna try and take down the Weaver. Zephyr able to get the piece out of the way. He's gonna be controlled and killed off by Natsumi. Godlike right now. They have the Torrent Storm, a decent amount of damage. Buyback to the Weaver. Carl is eventually going to drop it. They have the buyback for him afterwards. Daven turns to fight. They just don't have enough damage. And they're trying to run some people down here. Chase forward, looking for the Ember. Carl and Raven ready to run in on this one. Cuckoo in a little bit of trouble himself. They need a time lapse. A lot of different people. Zephyr, see what he can do. CML off in the freezing field, running away. Two buybacks. It looks like that might be the end of it. No, Natsumi just jumps on the boat. Wants to take down another. Takes down Whitemon. Not able to get that time lapse off in time. Spear Vessel. Connection off to the side. They still holding on to Satanic. There is just too much damage. Too much sustain. Nearly enough damage. Carl is going to drop. And looking for a bit more, finds Cuckoo back behind enemy lines, building whatever Dagons they possibly can, but it is not enough damage. 2 minutes dead for the Kunkka. It's time to type those two magical letters, GG. They end it. Detroit, 44 minutes in. Warp Shaker, eat your heart out.
Yeah, blast from the pot coming through, and Detroit looking very, very confident, continuing their trend of being very strong in the SEA region. And GeekFam a little bit out of sorts. I mean, again, it was one of those games where, that the Zephyr Weaver, maybe it was just a little bit of trial. It's the first game of this series, of this tournament for them. Try something new. I don't know. I don't think you can do that when you're coming up against someone who's on a similar playing level like a Droid are against you.
RNG's turn to ban.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Dire's turn to pick.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Dire's turn to pick.
Dazzle.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant's turn to pick.
Tide Hunter. Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
The Dire get a ban.
Admiral Conker.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining. Here's the Radiant ban. Radiant's turn to pick.
Ten seconds. Dire's turn to pick.
Phantom Lancer.
Storm Spirit. Choose your hero.
Where are you watching? That's how it's done.
Prepare for battle.
然后如果他出个什么散尸之类的，蓝猫、火猫其实也都很烦。出个什么散尸，到时候。
30 seconds to battle. This game is on. Time for another go-round, Tide Hunter.
Bring it on.
Vici Gaming's turn to ban.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Alrighty, we are back. A bit of a switch up in the commentary booth or back at home. I'm going to be switching in for Biko. We do still have Winter though, the lovely Winter joining us for another best of 3. Tonight we got a Vici Gaming up against Keen. How's the night been so far, Winter? You having a good time?
10 seconds.
Another 3.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Radiant's
Wait,
turn
how
to
long?
pick.
Wait, how long? No. Oh, I was gonna say, wait, surely they went all in out. No. Yeah, with per the draft and everything, yeah. I thought you meant like actually like an hour game. I'm like, sure, not right now. The meta right now, if they're 3 1-hour games in a best of 3, that'd be a... Just kidding. Oh, I'm sorry, Winter. But here we go. I mean, this is gonna be a good matchup. Keen, this is their second best of 3 now throughout the group stages. Vici Gaming as well. They've already played 3, so gonna see an interesting matchup. Keen still with this kind of new roster formed, and that's quite the opener.
What do you make of that? What do you make of that? So the Grimjoke Spirit Breaker, that is
10 seconds.
That's an interesting opener. I mean,
Radiant's turn to ban.
they're just gonna yeah, you can't really do a whole lot, can you?
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Dire's ban now.
Just completely run at them. I mean, MVP were incredible at that. They were always, those games were so fun to watch. Just the constant, yeah.
Ten seconds.
Of course. Yeah, that is true. A little bias, close to home, but
What'll it be?
well, even then, I mean, still, those teams were incredibly entertaining. But oh, don't worry, I'm proud of Anna, my boy. I'm proud of KP. Oh, everyone. We had a couple of big Aussie casts. Toby's there. Gods. Oh, don't even get me started. I'm proud of the Aussie scene. They're doing well. They are doing well indeed. But what are we talking about? Players? Oh, might be a bit away. Might be a bit away.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Yeah. Well, I know there's an up-and-coming talent. Lose Yourself is pretty high up there, at least in our scene. Let's see how he's able to transition. I'm pretty sure he's still super young as well, but yeah, it's the Aussie scene is still needs a couple more games to work into, which is good. You know, we're gonna have hopefully some coming up soon where the boys can develop their skills, but regardless, so they go for a Rubik. So this is what you would imagine a 4 Rubik, a Grim 5, but now you have a Rubik Spirit Breaker in the same lineup, and something's gonna have to give here. Someone's going to have to play this as a core. Who would you rather? If there's like well, like this. Oh no, it's not at all. Oh, I couldn't even be. They want to put the Rubik mid. They want to put Grimstroke mid. Honestly, who knows what's gonna happen with King Gaming's lineup so far?
5 seconds remaining.
That is true. Yeah. And the issue is that they have last pick as well, and sometimes that last pick doesn't outround your draft, and it really feels like right now these last 2 picks have to tick a lot of boxes, otherwise they are going to struggle. Okay. It's yeah, okay. I can see that. I can see them being able to do that. But yeah, let's see Vici, how they're able to maybe protect. They're gonna go Ember. Okay.
Seconds.
Only 70% is not good enough to be able to win the game, unfortunately.
5 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
the Ember's not really. I mean, gives you a little bit of flexibility, but you're either going to be. I think they might have to, but would you want? A Rubik offlane seems. I think you have to put him mid if he's going to be played as a core. So then you put the Ember safe lane. Exactly. That's the issue. Like you don't have one.
The dire
so right now, they're gonna go in Invoker here. So still the flexibility to play it as a 4. You can put the DP in the safe lane if you want to.
10 seconds.
What is still on the cards? We see a lot of the offlaners get picked up early. That's the thing. Like, you can put the, Vici have like some more. Yeah, it's more. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, but the heroes are kind of more. I don't want to. Traditional. I feel like the heroes they have, and then there's well, at least kind of the lineup that Keen have. Still, the Rubik Grimstroke we're seeing a lot, the Ember, but those 3 heroes then combined is like it's a little bit interesting to see where they're actually going to go with this. But right now, yeah, Vici kind of looking for some frontline hero. They do have some very nice tower push in the DP, but where's that win condition though as well? The DP, sure.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Yeah. Yes. Sounds like a nice team fight combo. You brought up already that Keen are lacking the team fight right now. Like the boxes aren't really checked. I mean, they've got some Grimstroke Rubik's nice, that combination, but they're lacking something. So Vici are gonna excel throughout the team fights and.
Remaining.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit longer. That Battle Fury is not enough for you to start fighting, but even then, yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to make a lot of space for this win condition hero to come through from Keen. And the good thing is they do have that ultra last pick, so Vici. So I think it's a Pango 3. They're gonna put Invoker on the 4. You can still put the Wraith King as a 3 though, right? Do you still have? Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, but. Yeah, they've got a feel of this draft, which is we'll see how it's able to fare out here, but around it with the Lycan. Yeah, Wraith King's gonna have to eat a lot of damage. Oh. He's gonna have to cause a lot of havoc throughout the laning stage, but this is position 3 as well, so is he going... Are you gonna imagine the Spirit Breaker in the offlane is gonna try and make some movements across the map? I mean, you're not someone who can put pressure on the tower. I don't know how much pressure you're gonna put on the lane either. You really don't like this pick, do you? Yeah.
Prepare for battle.
Oh no, Winter. Will neutralize the assault. I have the player perspective bug. Are you able to leave the lobby and come back in? Do you know? Connect and rejoin? Yeah. Alright, you got time for one more. We're just loading in now. No, I'm in, but it's...
30 seconds to battle. First blood!
I'll be right back. Wait, what?
Oh, we did actually. Alright, they paused. They know I got issues right now. They know I got issues. I actually can't move the screen. That might actually have to happen, because I'm pretty sure I have to reset and go into the watch tab. This is a tricky with this issue before, or we could just watch Eurus's perspective. You know, this man is a gun for a reason. That's not gonna happen though. We will fix this one shortly. Winter, you might just have to keep us updated. Trying to work it out. The only issue is I think the only way I can settle it is if I actually have to disconnect and go into like another game and then to hopefully get rid of the bug, which means I can't watch live. So Dota TV. Alright, well,
Dire's top tower needs some friends.
Same as you, Tide Hunter.
Haste!
Dire's bottom tower is about to flounder.
Очень трудно.
Я так понимаю, волками, в отличие от каких-то кабанов, не так страшно фить. Ну, конечно, приятно, но тем не менее, такого, как на Бисмастере, там отдал 3-4 кабана и уже хочется написать ГГ и выйти.
Или ты сам бросаешь кабана.
Сейчас.
Сейчас резонно. Ну, там стан кабана полетел в минуте, по-моему, на 30-й, 35-й, поэтому не особо приятно, когда ты, конечно, сразу кидаешься на лайне, это круто, кабанов убивать.
В общем, пока стадия такого, чисто стадия лейнинга. ВК вот уже начинает заниматься тем, что любит, а конкретно просто фармить все подряд. Взял себе что-то перчатку, взял себе это, взял себе коготь. Его понемногу.
Сейчас тоже любит играть еще с перчатками вообще быть.
Ну это просто в СНГ, это
да, две головы берешь и идешь фармить.
Это, конечно, большая проблема ВК, его скорость атаки, там замах такой еще, даже вот на линии крипов иногда. У тебя крит пока замахнется, пока он ударит. Но с другой стороны, у ВК вот этот талант в 10-м, который ему дает. Вот казалось бы, 2 атак спида это не так много, но у ВК такой низкий атак спид, что он с этой 20-кой начинает просто, ну, как мельница.
Это лишняя перчатка как раз. Вот перчатка дает 20, и вот ты просто получаешь халяву там 500 голды.
Очень хороший талант, очень приятный талант. Особенно учитывая, что в этот момент ты, как правило, леса фармишь, и тебе как раз скорость атаки очень нужна. Но вряд ли ВК там захотел на ВК появиться.
Нет, должны догнать, да. Без проблем забирают. Ну, агрессивненько здесь. Ребята из Кингейминг.
Фейзы, в общем, и эти фейзы прям... И Радик. Интересно, кстати, Радик именно вот против большого количества самонов всяких.
Классическая сборка. Радик Мелдер, Линк, БКБ. Можно сразу БКБ.
Перетяжка.